Hi everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind Happy Puppy Truffles. Today I wanted to share with you guys a modular kind of project to make a kind of Kusudama, just using a really basic water bomb base and then kind of tweaking things as they fit together to make a really cool finished piece. And there's so many Kusudamas out there and so many different variations, and I stumbled across this as I was kind of playing around with things, and if anyone notices, for example, that it might look similar to somebody else's work, please let me know. I did scour the internet for a few hours trying to double check to make sure somebody hadn't already done something like this, but I don't want to declare that it's entirely just my idea. It was just something that kind of accidentally came to be, so keep that in mind as you put it together, and if anyone does find it as a credited work by somebody in a book, for example, please let me know. So what I'm using here is some taunt paper to have different pieces, and I have 6 different pieces, and I've kind of created this, kind of looks like a dog. It's basically a water bomb base, but then with alternating sides folded up on here, and we're going to use that as a latching method to keep everything together. So I'll show you guys how to fold the base piece here with one of these other pieces of paper. It's a pretty simple and easy kind of process, and the assembly isn't that difficult either. So if you're a beginner and you're trying to find an easy but kind of pretty looking Kusudama, this could be a fun one to do. So I just need to do the water bomb base of this. So I want to start off by folding my paper into a big triangle, and then open it up and fold it the other way as well. And then with that side facing down, now fold in half both vertically and horizontally. And then we'll be able to collapse everything down into the water bomb base. Open it up, find those diagonal creases, pinch down here and just shimmy it over until you get it to collapse into a triangle. Now what I want to do is I'm only going to be focusing on the right side of everything as I do this. So I'm first just going to fold up to the tip, create a nice little triangle here, make a good crease, open it up, and then I'm going to take that outer edge and fold it into the crease we just made and create a nice right angle right here to create this little tab. Flip it over, do the same thing again just on the right side. Open it up, fold this part up. And then I could take the left flap and fold it over, flip things over and do the same thing on the other side. And now I can do the right flap again here. And it should line up right even with that edge. Open it up, fold the flap over. And then we'll flip it over and do the same thing on the back. And that will give us this finished kind of doggy with flappy ears kind of looking piece that we use for the assembly. So I've got all these pieces here, and I'm just going to kind of randomly put them together as I put everything here. I'm going to start off, for example, with this purple piece, and if I take the green one here, for example, what I want to do is taking 2 of these flaps, I want to put the left on top of the right so that I can still see this edge here. Kind of create those top edges, line up the top edges, excuse me. Take this flap and fold it straight down. Make a good crease. Do the same thing on this side too. And then we're going to secure this area by taking this little flap that you see, and I'm going to actually fold it up to the edge. And it's just going to create this tiny little bit of overlap. And what I want to do is actually slide that into this area, this pocket here. Not all the way in the back. Make it, if you can, into this other area right here, just to give it an extra layer to kind of snag onto. And then if I flip things over, I could do the same thing on the other side too. Fold this over. And then if you can, just kind of curl it in there until you can get it inside of that area. And that gives us a nice completed space here then for those 2 sides. And then I just kind of turn it around and we're going to do the other side. This one does have a tendency to open right now, but once we get these 2 connected, then you'll find it won't do that again. So I'm just going to take this light blue here, and we're going to do a similar thing again. I want that left flap on top. Line up the centers really good. Get the flap to fold over on each side. And then get that part to fold up in half. And then get it to slide into there to kind of create a nice little latch. Do the same thing over here. You kind of have to hold it in your hands as you work. And if you might have some trouble getting into that little pocket, play around with it a little until it gets in there the right way. So you can see we've got 2 of the 3 sides of what we're going to make as a triangle. So I can just take this last connection of the blue and the green now, and that should give you a nice completed one side. And then you can just choose another one of these sides to work with, and I'll go ahead and connect on this side too, so that I can get one more of these completed. And then we'll be adding the others as we go along, but I'm just going to pick one of these here to work with. I'll just use this green piece right here in the middle. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and actually I'll use the blue. Let me start over here. Just line it up. Connected and slid in there. Just didn't quite get that in there the way I wanted. That. I think using thick paper like this Taunt paper works nicely because things tend to react well to the folds. Regular origami paper can get a little flimsy, but I'll do this last connection here. So I have another 3 set completed there. And then I can go ahead and just add one more here. I'm going to put one over on this side, this orange color. And I can connect it to the purple first. Could be a little tricky holding on to work as you do folding. It takes a little getting used to. If you're not used to folding, it can be a little tricky. But you'll start getting a connection, a familiarity with the way things are folding. You can just kind of feel that you're making the crease right here for that crease, for example, as you do more and more practice of this. So it can be a fun practice kind of origami, that's for sure. Go. And then I'll finish off with this blue. And once you've gotten 3 set there, then you'll notice this one right here will come together too nicely for the last little bit here. And what you should wind up with is basically a flat surface with 4 little legs down at the bottom, and that's what we're going to use the last final piece to connect to. So let me just go ahead and get this part connected here and get these little tabs folded in. So then like I said, we're left with these 4 legs then to finish off with these 4 pieces from the final part. You can just choose any place and just start off and just complete these same steps, lining up that top edge, folding over one thing, folding the left to the front, and folding up the tabs and finishing off so that we can get all these pieces connected here. If you're having a hard time getting some of them in, you can take the first step at least and open this up before unfold it for a second. And if I can get it open, I'm sorry. And then you can just kind of get that part to slide into where it needs to be. That makes one fold at least a little easier. Doing this side, you don't get to do that because it's already been snagged, but it can help a little bit if you're having troubles getting everything to connect the right way there. But I'll just go ahead and go around and finish this off with all these pieces so I can show you guys what it looks like when we're finished. So when you're finished, you should have something that kind of looks like this, and it's just a fun little cool Kusudama kind of thing, top looking thing actually, that you can make with 6 sheets of paper, and you don't need any glue. You can just kind of connect each piece this way. It creates a really fun kind of pattern, and you could play around with lots of different color options, you know, just use 3 colors instead of 6, different things you could do, but it was a lot of fun for me to make, so I enjoyed getting the chance to share it with you guys, and I'll try to have some more fun projects like this to share with you guys in the future. Thanks again always so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!